ever since I was a school kid. I used to wish that I could be one of the cool kids. Funny how things change, cause nowadays all the cool kids do is kick back and watch anime.
Oh my god. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I really don't understand anime fans these days, yo. It seems like nobody hates anime more than anime fans. And I understand having high expectations. I understand wanting the best for a series or the best for the community or the best for the industry. But I just feel like so many anime fans have just become so jaded and so stuck up and just so unbelievably unrealistic with their expectations. I'm just like, are you even an anime fan anymore? Do you even like anime? Because it seems to me like certain people, they just watch anime simply for the sake of tearing it apart, pointing out all the flaws and shitting on it and writing a bad review for it. And I'm just like, why? And in case you haven't noticed already, this is going to be a straight up rant video. No holds barred, completely explicit and uncensored. So if you feel the need to hit the dislike button, go ahead. If you want to click off the video, go ahead. If you want to unsubscribe, go ahead. I really don't care. Just realize that I'm going to go all out. This may offend you, it may not. You may agree, disagree. I don't give a fuck. But these are just my thoughts and some things that I got to get off my chest because this is something I feel strongly about in the anime community right now. And what I just don't understand is why certain people don't have fun with anime. That's the main thing. In anime, or even any medium, manga, anime, movies, television, the main point of it should be for it to be entertaining. Are you having fun watching it? Are you enjoying watching it? Simple yes or no question. That alone should determine whether or not a series is good or bad. I understand there's way more that goes into it, you know, the art, the animation, the music, the characters, the development, the plot, all this. But all of that comes second to whether or not you had fun or you enjoyed watching your series. If you're adamantly looking for flaws while watching a series, you're going all about it the wrong way, and I don't, that's fucking stupid. It's stupid. Why would you watch an anime looking for flaws? That defeats the entire purpose of watching a series. And some people are like, oh, I don't look for flaws, they just stand out. Like, nah, nigga, because I've been seeing reviews and like forums and posts and shit, and like you're pointing out shit that's so obscure that you had to be going frame by frame or like rewatching it over and over for you to even notice some shit like that, or you were actively looking for something wrong or like finding holes in the story. Like, you weren't watching it just to have a good time. You weren't watching it trying to have fun. You were looking for trouble in that series, because I swear, I'm a tentative person. I pay attention to detail. I'm an artist, so that's like my main thing. Like, I'll take a photo, 1,000 people will tell me it's the greatest picture they've ever seen, and I'll point out 10 things about it that I hate. So I know it's not because I don't pay attention to detail or anything like that, but I know that when I'm watching an anime, I'm not looking for shit that's wrong with it. I'm trying to have a good fucking time, trying to have fun, trying to be entertained. So when I'm watching ecchi harem series like High School of the Dead, when I watch a random series like Fooly Cooly, when I watch a comedy series like Food Wars, I'm not worried about the character development. I'm not worried about the plot line that much. I'm not worried about whether or not there's holes in the story. I'm worried about whether or not I'm enjoying myself, if there's a smile on my face when I'm watching that series. I'll think about everything else later. I'll think about if anything made sense later. Like, that shit doesn't matter to me when I'm watching the show. And like, some people are like, oh, I can't just turn my brain off or something like that, or just because you can do it doesn't mean. Nah, dog. Don't give me that bullshit. If you can't just watch something for what it is, you're not even a fan of anime in my eyes. Like, if you can't sit there and watch an anime without worrying about if everything makes sense, if the plot is coherent, if the character gets this amazing development, and you're going frame by frame to point out art, animation details or flaws, like, you're not even a real fan, dog. You're just a critic who wants to shit all over a series for the sake of shitting all over a series, and like, that's just something I don't understand. And it's funny because, like, Dragon Ball is a perfect example of nobody hates Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball fans, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I have been pretty much my entire life, and I've been watching Dragon Ball Super every week since it's been going on, since 2015, and nobody hates on Dragon Ball Super more than Dragon Ball fans. And it blows my mind. Talk about all the plot holes and the inconsistencies and how bad the animation is, even though the animation is really great most of the time. Well, I won't say most of the time. Half the time the animation is great, and the other half it's or bad. So it does have its slip-ups, but like, nobody gives that series more shit than the people who are watching it and claim to be a Dragon Ball fan. And that's just something that absolutely blows my mind, because they talk about the plot holes, they talk about the inconsistencies, they talk about, you know, how bad some of the characters are and how ruined Gohan is and shit like that. And I'm like, dog, this is Dragon Ball. It's always been like this. Granted, Dragon Ball, the original series when Goku was a kid, it was much tighter, it had a better story and more character development, stuff like that. But most people who are Dragon Ball fans, they aren't actual Dragon Ball fans. They're Dragon Ball Z fans. They've seen Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, and now they're watching Super, which is weird to me because I don't know how you can be a Dragon Ball fan and not have read or watched the original Dragon Ball. But that's another story for another day. But the point is, like, Dragon Ball Z Z had all the same flaws that Dragon Ball Super has, and I don't know why people think now all of a sudden it's such a huge issue. Like, oh, there's so many plot holes and inconsistencies. I'm like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z was full of that shit. They talk about how Gohan's all wimpy now. Like, Gohan was always a crybaby. He never wanted to fight. And like, I don't understand. Like, you're going into this with the wrong mindset in the first place. Like, if you're going into Dragon Ball for the fucking plot, which granted, it can have a serious plot at times that can be taken seriously, but if you're going to Dragon Ball for the plot, you're looking in the wrong fucking place, dog. And like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. If you want a well-written story, you don't go to Dragon Ball. You go to Dragon Ball for the colors, the fights, the characters, the music, shit like that. Yeah, you can have a good time. Yeah, you can enjoy the story of Dragon Ball, but you're not going there for the deep plot. You're not going there for the character development. You want some shit like that, you go to Code Geass, Death Note, Steins Gate. Well, I fucking hate Steins Gate, but everybody else loves Steins Gate, so you go to shit like Steins Gate. You know, you don't go to a series like Dragon Ball. You don't go to a comedy like One Punch Man. You don't go to an ecchi like Shokugeki no Soma looking for the plot and the fucking character development. Are you kidding me? And that's another thing. Like, I'll see people criticize a show like One Punch Man, right? The show's called One fucking Punch Man. That's the whole point of the show, right? One joke, one guy, one punch. One Punch Man. That's it. That's the running gag. And people have the fucking audacity, the nerve to talk about One Punch Man as a bad show because it has one running joke that they reuse over and over and it's not fun. Okay, fair enough. You don't think it's funny, but that doesn't make it bad. You don't criticize a show like One Punch Man saying it reuses the same joke. That's the point of the show. It knows it uses the same joke. It's called fucking One Punch Man. That's the point, yo. That's the fucking point. One punch. Oh, it's in the title. It's in the fucking title. How do you not get that? It blows my mind how somebody can call a series like One Punch Man bad for using the same joke when that's the whole purpose, the whole point of the show. Like, are you serious? And like, even with Food Wars, I think Food Wars is amazing. I also really enjoy One Punch Man, but somebody wrote a review on Food Wars that I saw recently, and they're talking about how it uses the same joke over and over. And I'm like, dog, it's a comedy, ecchi, serious battle, action, shonen shit about cooking. What more do you want from it? They're talking about how there's too many characters. How the fuck do you have too many characters in a show? And this isn't the type of show where you're coming to it for the character development in the first place. It's an ecchi comedy, cooking, battle, shonen series. You're not going there for the plot and character development. Granted, Shokugeki no Soma does have a fairly good plot, in my opinion, but that's not the main reason you go there. You go there for the art and animation. You go there for the music. You go there for the foodgasms, which, by the way, this idiot had the audacity to talk about how it's a running gag that got stale after the first 2 times because they used the same joke over and over. It's just like One Punch Man. It's called Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma. You already know that the majority of episodes that you watch, there's going to be this big cook-off, and then right afterwards, when the cook-off is over, someone's either going to win or lose, usually win, and the taste tester is going to have this epic foodgasm with like off-the-walls art and animation. And like, that's the joke. That's the joke. You already know it's going to be there every time there's a cook-off, but that's not the point. That doesn't make it less funny because it's different every time. It's a different reaction. It's a different character. And if you don't think it's funny, cool, power to you. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. That makes sense. But to say it's bad because it uses the same joke over and over, you're missing the point of the show. Even though I'm a strongly opinionated person, even though I am saying some harsh shit right now, like, at no point am I trying to disrespect anybody in terms of their opinion, because you're always entitled to your own opinion. But when you start objectively speaking your opinion as a fact, that's when I get set off and I'm like, yo, you're a fucking idiot, because that's some shit that I won't tolerate. That's some shit that I don't understand, and I will never get over that. It just drives me wild. So basically my point is, anime should be entertaining. I don't care about the character development. I don't care about the plot holes and inconsistencies, the slip-ups in art and animation. It's not that I don't care about that stuff, but all that comes second to whether or not I actually enjoyed myself while watching the show. That's some shit that I will think about later when the show is over. I'll think about whether or not stuff made sense afterwards. For the time being, when I'm watching the show, I'm not looking for flaws. I'm not worrying about the details. I'm just trying to have a good time. I want to know whether or not the show puts a smile on my face, if it's making me laugh, if it's making me cry. Granted, nothing has ever made me cry, but that's beside the point. The point is, anime should be entertaining. It doesn't have to be well written for it to be entertaining, and not every anime should be held up to the same standards. You don't hold a comedy series to the same standard as a mystery series. That's just not how it works. That's just not how it fucking works. Like, I don't get it, man. But those are my thoughts. You know, I think I've mellowed out now. I think I just calmed down just a tiny bit, just a bit. I got a lot off my chest. I said a lot there. I said some pretty harsh words, but I meant it all. I meant it all. But yeah, those are my thoughts. So that's pretty much all I had to get off my chest, everything that I had in my mind. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you like, dislike? Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts? Should I do more rant videos in the future? Did you think this was funny or not? Because I've wanted to do rant videos for a while, but I didn't want to like blatantly attack people and like disrespect people. I wanted to, because I don't want to, you know, put negativity and drama into the anime community. I want to talk about topics that like I feel strongly about that applies to people, but no one is specific. Because I'm not trying to specifically target people, and I'm not trying to start arguments. But I feel like this is a vague enough topic and a general enough topic that like we can discuss, and that even though some people will get worked up and offended because of some of the stuff I said, which is, you know, reasonable, that it won't cause, you know, like a war or something like that. Because like I think people can understand where I'm coming from, hopefully, and if not, then it's whatever. You can be ignorant if you want to, but it is what it is. Those are all my thoughts. That's everything. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'm signing out, man. Later.